Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Magic Arena Run. Today it is midweek magic. We're just gonna be we'll be chilling out a little bit, and thankfully it's a good time to chill. Even though this is the Timeless showcase, so for those who haven't played for quite a while, Timeless is the most recent format. You can say that if historic was the original one that had most of the cards, Timeless is the one that really has all the cards. In fact, not much of a banned list. In fact, it's just more of a restricted list. A few cards are just put there, but otherwise everything else is kind of unfiltered for the most part. That said, they are giving us a showcase of 5 different decks. I know the Prime Time deck. I know the Archetype Phoenix deck. I'm curious about the Dark Ritual deck. Let's see. Because Dark Ritual is one of the cards that... No, sorry. It's Demonic Shooter. I don't see a channel, but yeah, it's primarily Dark Ritual into Necro, hopefully to go for one of these big finishers. Actually, you know what? Since I'm already here, let's talk about the play sequence. So you have Inquisition of Cause Select, Fatal Push to deal with early threats, Deathrite Shaman to help accelerate if we. The Deathrite Shaman is there to accelerate if we don't hit the Dark Ritual, but otherwise the primary play is Dark Ritual, hit Necrompotence, try to win through card advantage. Meathook Massacre is a way to one of the few cards that's a way to get our life back. But for the most part, we're aiming for Necro, we're aiming for Shieldred, Invoke Despair, one ring to give us some protection and additional card draw. Also, let's do a double check. This one skips our draw step, so having additional ways to draw cards is nice. Liliana is a control element. Orcish Bowmasters is a finisher. We have the Woodland Cemetery and now Deathcap Glade. If this had been updated a little bit more, I feel like these decks were done a bit too early. I definitely would, because we have 2 polluted deltas here, I definitely would use it to get the. I definitely would use the polluted deltas to add the surveil lands. Those are, if you don't want to add Overgrown Cemetery, you can add the surveil lands there. Definitely an added option. They did, so we could say they did power down the mana base a bit. But this one is worth a try. We'll give this one a go. It is also on the controlling end, so you have to be very careful with how you play this. You are really using graveyard as a resource. You're really using your life total as a resource. So it's a question of, can you get the advantage early on? Or rather, can you avoid getting run over early on? So far from the decks that I've seen, I should probably be taking a look at the Giganta deck. That one, I believe that one is a domain deck. That one has the potential to run us over. Might have. So this one, it's dark into demonic, into another dark into necro. I guess we can keep this. We can also go turn 1 duress just to clear the way first. Then we can do the other half play. So we will do the duress first. So Sylvan's Grind. This one is the prime time deck. So we'll see. Opponent goes Arboreal Grazer. So this one we're gonna see if we hit. Okay, we do hit Orcish Bowmasters, which we can actually save. Definitely going for Necro here. Now I can ping this one and I can just snipe this. I probably want to snipe this one right away. Then we want to get 6 cards. This is done at end step, so that is something to be circumspect about. So hit a few goodies. The swamp is going to be helpful. We probably want to use Liliana to start picking off our... Because we have multiple plays around this. The question is, but we definitely want to use Liliana to start picking off our opponents. Opponent's hand. We're basically trying to snipe the prime time if possible. So there is an unknown card in the sequence. So I probably don't want to activate this one yet. So, oh yeah, be careful that because we don't get an actual draw step. Hello? Sige, okay, that's it. So the reason I'm going for Liliana first is because I want to start. I'm doing Liliana first because I want to start taking their hand apart. Anyway, I'm gonna go pick up something. So give me a sec, I'll be right back. Shield Dread hits are quite good. But I think the entire short one land. What is our opponent doing? Has to attacker. Sorry to our opponent there. Opponent is going after Liliana. Also, they haven't played the land. Natural order. They're going to get prime time this way. Then we're just gonna have to do the -1. Yeah, we have to remember natural orders. I think opponent. Oh, they're going fierce empath instead. Okay, so they did hit prime time.
I'm tired of your secrets.
I'm going to discard the Liliana because then I probably want to play Deathright Shaman. I could also just hold for the second Orcish Bowmasters. Also not activating this quite yet because our life total is not that high and we don't exactly have a need for more cards yet. Opponent goes for Fierce Empath. They are hitting their... They are going to run out of prime times eventually. So, yeah, the opponent concedes right there. They know I'm just going to pick their hand apart and it's only a matter of time. They've also missed some of their land drops. They really need to hit all... They really need to hit their turn 6 ASAP. I'm actually surprised they did not go for prime time directly with natural order. I think they were trying to avoid me sniping it, but they were better off just getting the lands right away. Yeah, that did not make sense. There was no reason to get Fierce Empath instead. The only other and it's not like they, because we did see them shooter for once, so they could have played it the first time around. So they're a little bit of a mistake on our opponent's part. That said, we've talked about it, so let us take a look at the prime time deck. So the main idea is you want to hit prime time, you want to get enough lands, you want to land a Crater Hoof. So the play sequence is generally early creatures, lands, play enough lands to tutor, Fierce Empath to tutor for what you need, but generally it's natural order that finishes it off. The key aspect here is Spelunking allows you to regain life back. Also, I believe there's a particular cave that you want here. Okay, you know what? Something is not right here. No, it's not Cavern of Souls. That's the thing. The mana base here is scuffed. Yeah, sure. Yeah, we have a bit of a budget, but that defeats the point here. Because some Spelunking, yeah, sure, the lands come into play untapped, but see their Castle Garenbrick here. There is a particular cave that allows us to activate for cheaper. I'll, I'll go take a look for that. These decks are clearly underpowered. There is no reason for that to not be there. So we'll take a look at that one. So cave. No, it's not captivating cave. Cavern is small. Yeah, Sunken Citadel. This is the one that you wanted. So take a look here. Add 2 mana of the chosen color. Spend this mana to only activate abilities of land sources. In particular, that would be Castle Garenbrig, because that's the other way to get your mana for prime time. Anyway, let's take a look. Maybe I did not see it. No, it's really not here. They do give us the handware battlements. That's the reasons for the red mana. You want to have haste. But yeah, they did not give us a Sunken Citadel. They did give us the other good lands. They did give us Field of the Dead. They did give us a good amount of fetch lands. They did give us a Colony Garden as another way to fire off natural order. But really, Highland Forest. Okay, Stomping Grounds makes sense, but Racer String, Highland Forest. I get it that you don't want to give us the full powered ones, but this is supposed to be a timeless showcase. You want to showcase the good stuff. So the Spelunking is basically a glorified amulet amulet of vigor at this point. It does let the lands come into play untapped. So okay, this one is super awkward. I will have a super delayed turn, but oh, okay, opponent conceded there. Okay, we'll have to do this again because that is so unfair. Like, hey, let the person decide too. It's if you're really impatient, people are just gonna do that. You're just gonna keep quitting early. It that I don't care if I don't care about your time, and I have to make a decision eventually. Just Netflix and chill, man. So now I have to do it all over again. But hey, so I would have been about I would have been 50-60% to keep that hand, and just play it out. Play the 1 turn delay. We have the Castle Garenbrig already. Field of the Dead is kind of a whiff, but generally the Kami and the Arboreal Grazer are what helps. This one I will keep. So turn 1 Arboreal Grazer, turn 2 might act. The other thing about the Kami of Bamboo Groves is that there are times that you do want to channel the thing. Or that said, there is an alternate play because this puts it in the battlefield tap. Okay, never mind. We do bad omens. Opponent playing white blue. This does look like the Giganta control, though if you're shooting basics, that's not brainstorm. Well, we're not playing Orcish Bowmaster, so we're not able to punish this. If I can hit a Mishra's Bauble into another Mishra's Bauble, okay, opponent gets 2 draws. I would probably just crack the I'd probably just crack the other one right away. We do hit a nut. Now there is a reason to shooter to channel this. So we'll do Fierce Empath. We'll get our prime time first. Now the reason is because I don't have the normal mana acceleration quite yet. And let's see. We definitely want the backup prime time. So next turn we want to set this at red. The main issue here is that we got our Axel, but we don't exactly have a good plan for it. Like, if we don't hit the natural order, it's really scuffed. Opponents go. Oh no, this is sorry. Okay, now we do have a plan. The Windswept Heat kind of helps us here. Put in the battlefield tap, so we can just put the Crackdown tap. We'll offer the Fierce Empath. There's an argument for, say, cracking this and just shooting, but we kind of don't need to. It's a shame we don't have Handwear Garrison, but you kind of don't really need it. Also, a concern is that our opponent might just have a counter spell, which is why I got the backup one. Hold on. I probably want to get Gate of Mannerborn because seek a non-land card is an alternate plan. Yeah, especially when you hit your Crater Hoof. Natural Order is our backup, so we will swing with both of these. Basically, we're trying to get our opponent to either trade or something. Opponent is almost about to get Delirium. They're just going for the Arclight Phoenix. We'll take the hit. This is generally not how you want to cast Arclight Phoenix. So we did hit Colony Garden. And we're not kidding anyone. We're playing prime time. Now the land's ETB tapped, so keep that in mind. Definitely want field, and we definitely want Castle Garen Break. And the irony is that we're actually able to beat down with these two, so there's that. We have the 8 mana to cast Crater Hoof, but we might also just want to... And take note, we only have 1 Crater Hoof here, so... We might actually want to just cast Prime Time again. Force our opponent to answer our board. Now, let's see. I'm trying to think of what board wipes our opponent could have, because the Arclight Phoenix deck... Yeah, this looks like straight Arclight Phoenix. It's kind of like Pioneer, except that you have Brainstorm, you have DRC. It's generally not looking good if you have to clear your entire board, but yeah. Into a Ledger Shredder, that's ×2. Going down to 7, so a lightning axe of some sort. It definitely lightning bolt. Uh, yeah. The reason this does not work is it doesn't. It's not the second spell since this enters it. It's the second spell you cast. So, if we remember, our opponent casts Treasure Cruise. That's the first spell. Yeah, they probably figured they'd have to wait to get Crater, and they did take a lot of damage already at that point. So opponent did mess. We'll try the Arclight Phoenix deck. It it is one of the decks that I want to build in Pioneer. I just haven't gotten around to it, but it's definitely up my alley. It's something I would love to play. Though I'm kind of Staff of Domination. Oh yeah, that is kind of in the store right now. But I am kind of torn between Arclight Phoenix and Indomitable Creativity. That said, take note our finishers: Ledger Shredders, Arclight Phoenixes, Dragon Race Channelers. That's the finisher. You have to land with those or else you're in trouble. I guess Lightning Bolts kind of help, but otherwise it's mostly just all these 1 mana, 0 mana spells. Treasure Cruise kind of counts as a 1 mana spell. I guess this is the part that scares me a bit. And any sort of control that has white will kind of wipe this one. Also, I've been playing a mono white humans build with 4 copies of Containment Priest, mostly to deal with Arclight Phoenix, mostly to deal with Amalia combo for the most part. Still not the two of them seem to have okay, definitely keeping this one. It's a shame we're using our opponent mugged twice. So we're definitely going for a blue-black land. We probably play DRC right away. Opponent playing green. This one, okay. So opponent now has 2 creatures. I really want to play the DRC first. Yeah, we'll play DRC first. And the DRC is generally a safe play. Opponent has their 3 lands, so I'm guessing the 4th land is going to be a natural order. Note it's a sacrifice trigger, so I guess we will. Since our opponent actually offered that, I am going to take the block. And the reason for that being is that it allows us to unholy heat the other target, and we can choose to brainstorm or surveil. What we'll probably do is brainstorm, set it up so they do have the Fierce Empath, so we'll brainstorm this one. So we have a Fateless Looting, so we can actually just mill these 2. So probably 1, 2, 1, and 2. And order does matter a bit. There is a possibility of us losing this one since we have no way of taking off either card in our opponent's hand. If they have another land, Castle Garenbrig will get it. So I'm gonna cast the other Brainstorm. So unfortunately, I have to go shields down a bit here. So now we're kind of off to the races. Thankfully, neither of these have reached. The only one that has reached is the Arboreal Grazer. So we're gonna see. They do have them. They can already cast them. So this is the part where we're now pod racing. I'll probably have to play Ledger Shredders to defend. No, opponent goes for the natural order play instead. I guess they want to do back-to-back prime times. Though in that case, this should have been... Well, I guess there's no guarantee to get the next land, so that's why they didn't go Crater Hoof right away. Yeah, I figured they had the natural order. Exile... Yeah, exile some good stuff, but I did not have a Treasure Cruise. I did have a... Since we cannot afford to take any more damage, we'll just take another island here. And we will bind... I pretty much knew that we were going to be shields down when we did this. We will bind the Spell Pierce. So now it's a Race of Swords. If our opponent has no way of generate... Also, they did not activate their Blast Zone, so they will not have a way to snipe our Ledger Shredders. They could go Radiant Fountain to gain health. In which case, I am just hoping to hit a spell that I can... Oh wait, there is a way. Now, that said, it's not perfect also. Okay, they did go for the Radiant Fountain. They needed the life gain. They can give their creatures haste. Oh, that might do it, actually. Yeah, that's enough. So they activate, give haste. Oh, only these two? So we'll take a look what else they get here. So they actually go down to 7. That's enough. I only need to block 1 just to absorb some damage. Sure. Zombie. It's target creature, so only one of the prime times would have gotten haste. Yeah, I did not even have to block the other one. If it was all creatures gain haste, yeah, we would have been so domed, but... I was already thinking of alternate plans. I technically would have just blocked one of the prime times anyway. I would have soaked up the damage if that was the case. But yeah, Arclight Phoenix race kind of raceable. If you are aware that you're taking out the natural order target. We delayed it for 1 turn and that was enough, even if we didn't get the Spell Pierce. So let's see. That leaves us with the 2 decks that have lots of colors here. There's the Death Shadow and the Giganta. I'm pretty sure this is just a domain deck. I don't know why it's called Giganta. Yeah, it's pretty much a domain deck. So, well, no lane 9 to the Guild Pack, but generally doesn't need it. So, this one's a bit of a mix. It's very mid-range. You're using Once Upon a Time to help set up your early plays, Ragavan to help fix your mana a bit. But otherwise, you are using your fetch lands to... You're using your first fetch land to fetch one of 2 triomes. Hopefully the second fetch land sets up the other one. Then from there you can say drop a 2 mana 5/5, or alternately a 2 mana 5/3. This is the safety version. Plenty of plays. Minx and Boo is a very good way to... It's a good finisher in the top end. Leyline Binding is generally 1 mana. Oku is just there to annoy people. I guess we'll do this one first because I took a look at this. Death Shadow's the other one. This is... But for the rec, if you thought the Arclight Phoenix deck, we were taking quite a bit of damage already just from our lands. We're potentially taking even more from here. If I have to keep any one of the decks, it's probably gonna be the mono black one. That's the safest one. So, Windswept. Our opponent going... Okay, black-red, so this is Death Shadow. Okay, Raw Green Triome is actually a good choice for this one. Because this allows us to either Stubborn Denial or Ragavan. So we're gonna... So this one we're going for green-white. Fill it out. I could just play the Nishoba Brawler, just let it get countered. We're fine with that. It's either countered or lightning bolted. I'm fine with either option. But we definitely have... Oh no, this is supposed to be green-red. No, sorry, green... We don't have green-black as an option. White-black, I don't think we have that as an option either. Yeah, this is where knowing your mana base really helps. I think we can use our Wooded Foothills to get the black mana. I think green-red would have been a better one because we especially now since we definitely need the red. I think red-black is also fine. We are taking a lot of hurt though. No red-black. There is a red-green. There's a red-white. Let's force our opponent to respond to this. If they have a burn spell, it's okay. Orcish Bowmasters is... Well, it's not like we were countering it anyway. It's non-creature. So I think our opponent has a... It's just chock full of counters here. Opponent could pay for it. Yes, you have to remember that you actually need one of the big creatures to make the Stubborn Denial work. So we're not quite there yet. Then again, neither is our opponent. We're gonna force our opponent to use up all the removal. Yep. Or just more Orcish Bowmasters. Yeah, we kept a really bad hand, to be honest. So we are definitely in trouble here. Also, because we got careless with our mana base, we're not gonna be able to actually counter anything. We're probably gonna lose our either Minx or our third Ragavan. Tribal Flames, not so likely. Okay, we did lose our third Ragavan, that's okay. Also, yeah, we probably instead of this one, we should have gotten the green black first, then we could have gone red white with this one. Yeah, so we made a critical mistake there. The thing also is that I could cast this. I've yet to see a counterspell from our opponent, but I'm pretty sure they have it. I'm just gonna fire this off now. If you're firing it off here, it's really bad. Opponent's just gonna brainstorm. Not like I was gonna be able to counter it anyway, so there is that. Only going for Mishra's Bauble is going to be one of the cards we're gonna see all the time. Okay, hit another Leyline Binding. We really have to force our opponent to use their stuff. Memory Lapse. That's not the worst, but I know we are really losing this battle here. And it goes for a Polluted Delta. They also know, so it's a question of how many Death Shadows are they gonna play out. If they're only playing out one, I'm just gonna play this one out. If they have another, so be it. In fact, yeah, another Orcish Bowmasters. Thankfully, we're not. Yeah, in this case, the domain did not line up at all. So I'm gonna see if we actually have a basic island here. But yeah, our opponent just needs another memory lapse, and hold on, I'm gonna check. Nope, no basics. So yeah, we'll just commit suicide here. There's the domain deck works if you can get it all to line up, but unfortunately we made a mistake in playing our mana base, so that one is, I would say, 60% user error, 40% really bad matchup. Triple Ragavan. We probably should just play the Ragavan right away. For force our opponent to use the first one, then we'll find a way around for the second one, so on. This is the deck that defeated us. As you can see, the main finisher is Death Shadow, but we have Dragon's Rage Chandler, Orcish Bowmasters as well. Memory Lapse is the main counter spell here. It's really mostly to delay stuff. Treasure Cruise as a way to refill the hand. Deathrite Shaman as an alternate way. Lurrus is the companion here, and if you're playing the most broken companion, it really does say something about the deck. Also, Tot sees us to pick apart our opponent's hand, and this is a case where if we have that shadow, the damage to self is actually quite welcome. Do note that we don't have ways of giving haste, so we'll have to be a bit careful about that one. So this one is looking like a turn 1 death. Look, turn 1 Deathrite Shaman, turn 2 Flooded Strand. We have the Orcish Bowmasters, which is depending on the matchup, is generally good. Like there are 2 decks that love to use Brainstorm, so this would definitely work. Note that this does not work against the Necro deck. Necro just puts it in hand from exile. It's not an actual card draw. Also, opponent playing Polluted Delco. Let's see what they fish up. Playing Swamp. This might be the Dark Ritual deck. No, Duress, so we're not losing anything. Yeah, happened to have the correct hand for the job. We will Deathrite Shaman. We will Deathrite Shaman turn 1. If they have Fatal Push, so be it. Yep, they did have the Fatal Push. We figured it that much. Into an Inquisition. This one is the one you want. Though I probably would not take that Shadow. DRC is probably a good take. Orcish Bowmasters is also fine, I guess. If I remember correctly, the opponent's deck... Okay, so we definitely want red for the DRC. Now, we do have to be careful. Our opponent also has access to Orcish Bowmasters here. Now, they could also do turn 3 Liliana. If they do that, we will most likely... Okay, just Deathrite Shaman. If that happens, I'll let the damage land first. Now, I could... We don't have green right now. In fact, all we'll do with this one is just get is just tap for mana, probably play this, but it's gonna die anyway, so that's no point in doing that. If I knew I was gonna Liliana of the Veil. If she goes after our cards, I just pitch that right Shaman. If she goes after our creatures, I will just sack the token.
I've always hated crowds.
Okay, Bloodstained Mire is a good fixer here. Okay, we're actually gonna hold this one. Also, I'm gonna do a double check if we do we I think I know we have green mana. Yeah, there's an overgrown tomb. So our plan now is to go after their instant and sorcery cards. Now, the irony is that we do want the option to gain life, but we probably don't really want to. Also, because we know our opponent is in the mono-red, mono-black deck, we definitely want to drain their life total down. It reduces the effectiveness of their Necropotence. Okay, we go for this one now. And this is some. Oh, do we not have it? We don't. We only have creatures. So we have too many Deathrite Shamans. Opponent just needs to land a decent 4-drop, or an Invoke Despair, and that would be really bad all around. Orcish Bowmasters, probably gonna snipe our Bowmasters. Okay, that's fine. Opponent could try to gain life by eating one of our creatures. Yep, they're gonna do that. And okay, there's another DRC. So now I actually want to trade. And the reason for doing the trade is because until I know our opponent has something else. Yep. Nothing fancy here. And we only have creatures and lands right now. Basically, we want to save one of these so when our opponent activates this, we activate in response. So yeah, basically we deny it. It's kind of like last hitting. So if our opponent had Invoked Despair and they did not have a land, that's it. They're gonna just go for Demonic Shooter. They're probably gonna go for another Orcish Bowmasters. And since they gave us the... So we now have Memory Lapse as a backup plan. So we'll play that right. And now we can also start eating our own spells. So Memory Lapse is going to be an important thing. Surveilling also helps because like we definitely want to surveil lands away, but we also want to hit good stuff later on. Mishra's Bauble is... Oh, never mind. Opponent concedes. We probably I would have just been the bobble at that point. It gotten the drawn the extra card underneath right away. Also, throwing the artifact then would have helped us there. So there we go. Got ourselves well officially 4 wins. One of the one deck we did not win with was this one. I kind of want to try a revenge match with this. Let's give this one a try. One more shot. Let's see if we can. Let's see if we can make it work. We just have to be very careful. Any of the other decks are pretty much a good matchup. None of the. They do have their quirks, so you might find some better than others. For opponent playing green, so this is the. So we definitely want to hold this leyline binding. So we need to set up our mana properly. Let's not get... So definitely Zaga Trio. And then next turn we can go Territorial Kavu. No, we're not... We're not going to be beating... Okay, Manorborn, so... So... We can discard to draw a card. Probably pitch the Windswept Heat at this point. We are dealing a lot of damage to ourselves. Lightning Bolt's quite good here. Let's see if they block. Yeah, they're gonna chump block, that's for sure. So I could go Steam Fence, I could go Rogrin Triome. Triome sets us... I'll go Triome. Because we're probably going to be doing either or and not both. I could have also played the Nishoba Brawler. Opponent going for that. That's fine. Gonna seal the first one away. Opponent's probably gonna get Field of the Dead and another land. So with this one, we have options of either Mints and Boo or... Okay, 2 tokens. Sure. So we hit ourselves another Territorial Kavu. We definitely... So we have the choice of either Brawler Kavu, Oko Lightning Bolt, or any combination, or we could just play Minx.
I've got one butt-kicking foot, so we are large and in charge. He will never rinse because it's too tiny.
Okay, so we actually want the Trample this time. So the second Territorial Kavu can go. Oko is a bit question mark, but we can... But Oko can answer Prime Time. We are still probably dead if our opponent hits a Crater Hoof, but the fact that our opponent is blocking means they probably don't have it. Yeah, they had the other Prime Time. They will get 2 more lands. They're probably going to go for Haste, so that's probably the one bad thing about going Shields down. No, they're just going for Mass Field of the Dead instead. So we might be in trouble in that respect. Yeah. Not being able to answer prime time is an issue. I guess you could say... Yeah, definitely want to make a token. Yeah, this one's a bit on the slower side.
Large and in charge.
Like, I'm not going to be able to go through all 9 of this, not with this deck. Like, I could do Oko Lightning Bolt as a combo for this. But we're honestly not going to survive. Also note that our opponent already has a Lair of the Hydra.
And spin you clarity. Your new look is enchanting.
Go big or actually go big. Just go big.
Yeah, I don't have enough to defend this. Yeah, that's game here. Yeah, I'm actually starting to wonder what is the good matchup for this one. It's clearly not prime time. It doesn't have any of the memory lapses and such. It's clearly not Death Shadow. Well, the Death Shadow one's arguable. We did make a mistake, make mistakes there. This one is simply really bad there. So this one might be a bit harder one, but it is here for a reason, and I have seen the deck play well. So it's just really a question of what matchups it has going for it. I suspect it's good against the Necro matchup, but that's probably it. Also, it does have enough to go. It does have enough to beat any but the most busted of Arclight Phoenix openings, so that's also another thing. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this episode of Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, turn on notifications and whatnot. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope to see you guys again next time. Take care, God bless, stay safe wherever you are. Have a great week, everyone.